What's up, my dudes? This track is made by Next 285, and I'm not even going to try to say the name of it because I'm just going to look like a fool. So, yeah, man, we got to say fairly kind of flat style local motocross track right here. I mean, I guess you could kind of call it a little bit of a hybrid. Anytime any of these custom tracks sort of get like this flat local vibe to them, they do have usually a little bit of like supercrossy elements to them, but they're not like super elevation like a Glen Helen or any of those kind of motocross tracks. So it is more of a standard, very, very local style motocross track here, but you can see a couple of fairly decent sized tabletops. And this is made by the same dude that made the Red River MX, I think. That was a recent track that just came out. So this track to me, it was okay. It wasn't one of those tracks where I just like completely loved the on-track or anything. It was just okay. Some of the sections can feel a little bit out of place here, but as an overall, like how the jump faces feel and how the landings feel and stuff like that, it all feels pretty good as far as that goes within itself. But there, on the first lap or two, you'll definitely notice yourself like completely flying off of the track in some areas. Exhibit 1 right there, I can't believe I didn't, I know I flew off of it the very first time I rode on the track there, but so there's a couple little sections like that, just a little weird, and right there you'll find yourself cheating, completely skipping all that roughness on the, I guess it'd be the left side of the track over there, and then like this little S corner section right here can be just a little bit tricky to realize where you're at if you don't really know the track good. It's just kind of one of those, I think a lot of it is how flat it is. It makes it to where, it doesn't have like a natural flow like up a hill and down a hill, so it's a little bit harder to see where you're going. But it does have a cool rhythm right here where you can kind of triple over that, and then you can jump to that, and then double up over that. Really weird way of hitting that there, but then you can huck this all the way to there. So a couple little options where you can just kind of soar it way in the air, but I don't really know if it's really worth flying like an eagle in a couple of those places. It's kind of like, is it really worth it? I don't know. It's kind of one of those where it does have bigger lines, but honestly, you're probably going to be getting faster lap times just hitting what you're like quote unquote supposed to hit here. So yeah, it's just some of the corners, I don't know, they kind of rub me a little bit the wrong way. They're not terrible. It's just some of them, it's just a kind of an unorthodox way of making a track here. Very, very different. Which is good in some ways, but just other ways, I don't know. I guess just not like my favorite kind of design of a track here, but nice on-track decal, and obviously you got some off-track mountains over there, some roughness in some areas, and does feel like you're actually down in some sort of compound here. That roughness right there in that corner and the roughness right here is actually really fun. It's probably one of the most fun parts of the track. I feel like that part flowed really well in comparison to like right here, I don't know, you feel kind of weird hitting some of these sections. He's got a nice little roller, you can kind of jump through them section right there. And then you come back around over here. And then you see that's like more of the standard way of hitting that, and you can actually triple. That's a pretty big jump right there. So you just got to be a little bit careful on that. But yeah, it's just kind of hard to explain how some of the jumps in the corners do feel just a little bizarre, just a little different. This section right here, you can either like bounce off of it like that, or you can jump all the way over it, which is super dangerous. On the insides, he's got his tires and some other little off-track objects and stuff. I don't know, those tracks that don't really have the, like, tough blocks all the way around them. It's cool on a motocross track for sure, but, like, the on-track decal is pretty similar to the off-track decal, so you'll find yourself kind of accidentally going off of the track in some areas. You see how similar they are? Like, they're almost the same decal. It's just the other one's a little bit more of a like rocky, kind of rocky style look to it. But That corner right there, you can definitely bounce right off the track if you don't, like, it's easy to over jump that jump there. And then you got that triple, which is definitely a huck. Yeah, I don't know. It just, like, this track for me just didn't really have as much fun factor as I was kind of thinking it was going to at the beginning. It is more of a mellow, easy, small jump, small rut style track. Even though there is a little bit of roughness here and there, it is not like a AMA style. I mean, you can see me kind of getting all confused here on some of these tight little S sections. It's not like a AMA. I mean, there's a lot of spots on the track that feel more like a JGMX track. They're a lot more smooth, and then you have just a couple of areas that have a little bit more roughness on them, but it's not like the whole track has a consistent roughness to it. It's a lot of it is more smooth style. The corners feel really smooth. A lot of the jump faces are super smooth. So it does have somewhat of a JGMX feel to it, I guess, but yeah, it's just a different style of a track here for sure. Like I don't know. It's like the jumps, even though some of them do, I mean, I do like how that jump, it's like pretty hard to jump it all the way. Then this one you really got to slow down. I don't know, it's like some of the like the amount of airtime you'll get off of certain jumps feels as if it doesn't necessarily match. It's like it should feel more fun. I don't know. I know it sounds stupid saying it like that, but it should just feel more fun hitting some of this stuff. That little water pond right there is cool, but I'm not saying your track sucks by any stretch. I mean, I love how you did some of these trees and grass in areas, but still had a lot of dirt off of the track as well. I mean, obviously it has more of a kind of almost deserty, plainsy look to it, so... And then the off track is really just those bigger statue mountains and stuff, with a more standard style skybox here. But yeah, it's not terrible. Just I don't know, the on track just wasn't really like all that much fun, I guess, to me. I mean, a couple of the sections were kind of cool and unique, but just in an overall sense, it just, I don't know, like, I know I'm just, like, going on and on and on about that, but it just, there's something, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's the layout of it. I don't know if it's how the jumps are. I don't know. But it just, there's, like, one section where you can really separate yourself. Everywhere else, you're basically hitting every jump exactly the same. That's probably why the fun factor doesn't feel quite as fun, because it is more of a local flat motocross super easy style track here. So I mean, maybe to a beginner this would be a little more fun to them, not really sure, but yeah, I hate to say it like wasn't enough challenge, because I know I'm all this professional in MX Simulator, but it's not just that. I don't know, it's just kind of hard to explain it here. Like, even some tracks that don't have a lot of bigger jumps and stuff can still be, like, super fun factor, because the way the like, ruts, corners, roughness, elevation, how certain stuff is, when you, like, completely eliminate elevation on a track, it kills a certain level of a motocross track to me. I'm not saying every motocross track needs to have elevation. That is not what I'm saying. I love to see, you know, some tracks have, like, no elevation to them, more like a local vibe, but you know, they just kind of, it's like that's a big element to motocross. It's like it misses something when it either way, I'm gonna give it a, I mean, I like how the roughness comes out of that corner, but then it's like perfectly smooth, and it's roughness right there, and then it's like smooth right here, but then it's roughness right here. You know, there is quite a few, like, perfectly flat spots on this track as well, so that does eliminate a little bit of the realism factor there. But, yeah, man, as far as the looks of it, it's not bad at all. I would give this thing a, I'm going to give it a 6 overall, and I'm going to say the difficulty is probably looking at easy on this thing. So either way, I appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.